Hello and welcome back to the Lettered Classroom. My name is Bridget and I'm a multi-age teacher in Central Pennsylvania, and I am a sponsored FlexPath student at Capella University. So it's been about a month since school started for me and for my two boys at home, and I have to be very honest, it has gone way smoother than what I first anticipated. At the very beginning of the school year, I was incredibly nervous. I felt as though there were so many different restrictions, so many different things that I needed to remember and to learn and to change about how I teach and how I give instruction to my students. But my kids are handling it like a champ on both ends, here in the classroom and also at home. But my boys are doing a hybrid model, so their education looks just a little bit different, whereas I'm back completely in person. So I'm here every single day in my classroom teaching from 8 o'clock until 4 o'clock. So that is typically my standard schedule. My boys, on the other hand, they go to school 2 days a week and then they're at home 3 days a week with my husband. And I am very, very fortunate that my husband is working at home and is able to keep the boys there and to provide them the instruction that they need while they're at home. So, where has Capella been for me in this past month? I have to be honest, with so many different changes and so many different priorities that I had going on, whether it was between my two boys or ensuring the safety of my students here in the classroom and kind of getting myself used to the transition itself, it hasn't been on the top of my list. And I think that's okay, because when we really think about life and we think about where our priorities are, just because I leave Capella for just a few weeks, it doesn't mean it's still not important to me. Capella is very important to me. My education, the growth as a teacher to me is very, very important. However, right at this time in this season of my life where I was transitioning back to work from summer mode, I needed to focus on this. I needed to get a handle on this before I could go back to Capella. It's like a juggling act, and that's kind of how we have to think about our lives. It's a constant juggling act, and you're constantly shifting and moving things around. And while it may seem chaotic, it may seem like you're dropping the ball constantly, when you think about a juggler, they're constantly keeping those balls in the air. And that's exactly what we're doing. You know, I am keeping Capella up because it's still my priority. I'm not gonna drop it. And I'm just focusing on a separate area in my life for a little bit. But now that it's been a month, now that I'm feeling super good about where I am here, I've started to refocus myself on Capella, and I'm taking some personalized learning classes, which I am very, very excited about, because that's what we do in my district. While it may look a little bit different this year, we still try to personalize the education of students, because we value where they are in their life, in their season of life, and we want to help them grow from there, and not just kind of think that everybody is inside of a box. So to do this, I think I try to tell myself during school time, I'm gonna give myself about 2 courses a month is what I focus on. I have another really big project that I'm working on at the moment that's gonna be due towards the middle of November, and I'm hoping that I can share that project with you guys a little bit later on. But my goal is to be able to work on about 2 classes a month, whereas right now I've been doing about 1 course a month, just so that I can focus on a separate area of my life. So that is kind of where I'm at. When I do finish those classes, guys, it feels really, really good. I take a nice break where I do absolutely nothing. Typically it involves either going to the farm and just relaxing and just kind of hanging out with family, or we end up going to the river. The other day, it was as if the river was made of glass. It was absolutely beautiful, but it was definitely a celebration that I needed to be able to get away and just give back to myself. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this little update. Thank you so much for watching. Again, my name is Bridget, and I am a sponsored FlexPath student at Capella University.